So, welcome to the House of Petty. Of course, you see we got the homie J Alva, house son of the House of Petty. Got the mama right here, Mama Petty.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all.
So, you were telling us that you just came from the Kiki out in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
So, tell us how that went right there.
It was actually quite interesting. They had there was only some people there, but they had like booths where they did makeup for the girls. They also did HIV testing, and they had performances there. But unfortunately, it was like cut short because of the weather. It got bad. It started hailing, and they had to like get the equipment out. But the performance was great. I liked it. I just wish it could have stayed.
Lasted a little longer.
Yeah.
And you said you saw a special guest over there.
Oh yeah, I did see a special guest.
Oh, he's special, all right.
Yeah.
So let us know who is that special guest over there.
Should I say like the whole like first last name? Or?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do it.
Go ahead, bro.
All right. I saw Daniel Scott there. I was actually surprised at first because he was wearing his mask, so I couldn't like pick him out until like my friend was like, "Oh, hey, that's Daniel Scott." I was like, "That it's this dude, like the one that wrote all those horrid shit." Like,
Right.
Yeah, and for anybody that doesn't know, Daniel Scott is not really considered a friend of the trans community.
Hell no.
Like LGBTQ community, in fact, like I would say through all that, but yeah, he
puts the schizo in schizophrenic.
damn.
He puts the bi in bipolar.
Yeah, but basically he was a guest on the Come Out Talk show with the Pink Princess and King Cleatrell.
Shout out to the Pink Princess and King Trail. Love y'all.
Yeah.
shout out.
But yeah, basically he was on there and they went through all the shit that he's posted and everything like that, which
Yep. They put that ass on blast.
Yeah, included talking about how like, he didn't see trans lives worth a wooden nickel. About, oh, don't tell me people want to kill you, I might want to kill you too, stuff like that. So it's like all these things that he would say online about trans people, trans women specifically. And it's like it's just all negative. And I mean, talking about that, I mean, we were also talking about other trolls too, where like there's been people trying to troll me, Tria, Roy, a bunch of other people, as we stated specifically yesterday when we did an episode here of the House of Petty. But yeah, like there's been a lot of people that are trolls going around lately trying to talk a whole bunch of shit. But I'll let you talk about the trolls that you saw the other day.
Yeah, I mean, I get trolls everywhere. I get them from TikTok, YouTube. Normally, they defend the people I go after in terms of like the transphobes that I knock down because they're just fucking idiots. Like they have no idea what they're talking about. So when
it's basically the dumb leading the dumb.
Right. Basically. Yeah, and I just like normally they like just come around in droves to defend this person. I'm like, you people are fucking idiots. You're just like zombies. Like you only believe you want to live in your own echo chamber. No.
Sounds like it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because they're the ones that say I'm brainwashed. I'm like, bro, you're not even thinking for yourself. Like you're just repeating their same talking point. Like,
right. Yeah. Like you repeating what somebody else is telling you.
But that's usually how it goes, though.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's anything to make themselves feel comfortable, right? Believing in their lies, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's what habitual liars do.
Because, I mean, the truth hurts the most when they hear it. And it just feels like an insult. They couldn't even decipher what's truth and what's insult. At least that's how it seems like whenever I confront those types of people, when I confront those types of trolls. And, they don't even have the courage enough to show their face. Like, they have to hide behind, like, icons and, like, second accounts. It's like, bro, what are you doing in your life? Like, how much of a loser do you have to be to actually troll people and waste your life on that?
Right.
That's basically how we've been seeing it too, because a lot of trolls that have been trying to come for us It's been like second, third account, like phony accounts. Like,
Yeah.
like you could tell by the picture, like this ain't really that person. So like I tried calling them out. I tried saying like, "Yo, show your face," you know, because I mean, shit. Like if I'm gonna troll somebody about something, you're gonna see my face on some of my photos on my profile.
Right.
Right.
And I do the same thing.
You know what I've been trying to do though. Now on my channels, I'm just gonna ask any troll who wants to keep talking their shit. Come on my channel. Let's have a discussion. I mean, they don't have to show their face. They can call into a restricted number, and I'll just have them on and just have that discussion and see where where they're going with whatever they believe they have.
Kind of like the consciously aspect, like
Yeah.
do a live debate. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you can get them on there, and you can like
I have
embarrass
to
them.
agree to a certain extent because 9 times out of 10 they're not going to show their faces anyway.
Okay, then they just prove that they're a coward.
Exactly.
And like you can roast them on that. Like they believe in their points so bad, then why can't they defend it?
Exactly. Like you're defending your point under a fake profile. Like you're not even showing your face.
Nope.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, but also a lot of these trolls have also been trying to troll the swimmer Lia Thomas also, which is crazy to me because I mean, what did she do? She swam and she won.
Exactly.
For the first time out of how many swim meets?
Like with that, she did do good and performed well for the beginning of the entire what do you call it, session. And this is the thing, she was outperforming at some point, like at the beginning, because apparently when she competed in men's league, she was actually going under HRT when she was competing as a man. And that's why she was placing at 462, which a lot of conservatives like to point out. They're like, oh, she was 462 in the men's division, when that wasn't the case before HRT. Before HRT, she was like at the top, like in the top 8th percentile. Like she was like up there. And then during hormone therapy, she was like 462 because she was transitioning. And then when she met the minimal requirement to be able to compete, she was getting wins at the beginning. And that's why she was number one, because they were counting those wins. Like just recently, she was like in 5th and 8th place in the 100 meters. Like she didn't even like win any of those. And she's not like the world record holder of like the fastest female swimmer. I think that's still Katie Ledecky, if I'm correct.
Yeah, which is a cis woman, and everybody's sharing Katie Ledecky's photo, acting as if that's like Lia Thomas.
Right. Like, oh my God. I saw the misgendering there, and they're like, well, that's Katie Ledecky's. And then you see those people shutting the fuck up because, I mean, and that's the sad thing. It's not the conservatives are talking about this. It's the people that are virtue signaling that don't have a clue about the entire story.
Right.
And they think they have a clue just because they read the title of the headline and they just run with that.
They'll take anything and run with it. That's how stupid people do. Same thing with hoteps, conservatives,
transphobes, homophobes,
xenophobic motherfuckers.
Yeah, but my question for a lot of those people that try to like talk shit about Lia Thomas winning and everything, it's like, how many portions of women's sports do you even watch?
I guarantee it's none.
Yeah, no.
They don't give a fuck about women's sports. Let's be real.
Which is why I put that out there on Facebook. Nanny, y'all motherfuckers didn't give not 1, 2, 3 shits about women's sports until trans women wanted to compete.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, it's a whole ass uproar.
Yeah, I mean, they're not bringing up Brittany Griner, who is a women's basketball player that's being held captive in Russia right now. Like, that just vanished, like disappeared. Like, I mean, it's like, yo, like if you really care about women's sports, why are you not bringing that up? All you bring up is Lia Thomas because it was a headline, because she's transgender.
It's simply because she's transgender. That's the only thing. They're just using it as an excuse to be bigoted, transphobic, Anti-female
Well,
retards.
Yeah, it also has a lot to do with misogyny because when I read those articles about
Good
Leah
point.
Thomas, yeah, it was just like, what do you call it? It had a lot of misogyny because the way how they were talking about women that were competing against her, they were just making them seem like they're fragile babies that did not stand a chance, and it's just really bad because it's like, why are you like, you're like basically saying that Leah is like a super soldier and like all these girls that are competing against her are just weak. Like they're just like they're nowhere near. Like they're like um minimizing their skills. It's just disrespectful. Like um I will admit something here. I had dyslexia, I had ADHD, and when I was a kid, I had trouble reading stuff and paying attention in class. And there would be like some aides that would help me out. There was one that like kept talking about me like as if I was too slow to catch up, like basically making it sound like I'm borderline retarded. And that didn't really help me. It didn't really do much.
It
But
just made
then
things worse.
yeah, but then I got another aide and then that aide inspired me to do more and I eventually excelled in class. And it's like when I see the way how these people are portraying like the cis women in this scenario, they're just talking them down like as if they're just weak, fragile babies that cannot defend themselves. And it's like, okay, where are you going with this? I feel like you're just trying to like what do you call it? Espouse your misogyny at the expense of trans women.
Right.
It's like you're killing two birds with one stone, basically.
Yeah. Yeah,
Except those two birds are still alive.
yeah, and I'll be the first one to say, like, do not count out a female athlete because a lot of them have worked so fucking hard,
Yeah, they have.
and they'll whoop the average man like in any game. Like if you're a female that has played basketball your whole life and you've made it to this high level, whether it be NCAA or
WNBA.
or the WNBA or even just a travel team that travels internationally, with like other female basketball leagues because they have other things besides NBA related, aspects. I mean, even Canada has their own version.
Right.
So it's like basically if you take that person,
Hey, brother.
hey man, like us, yo, yeah. So if you take a female athlete from any of those organizations, I guarantee you put her against a guy that just plays regularly in the park or whatever, she's gonna whoop his ass.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, even in the sense that I think what happens is, I think more of the attention should be like about athletes competing against athletes because usually when these stories overblow, it's that the trans woman has competed in the men's league before, and that's what people runs with, and it's like even then they still go through the hormone suppressant, like they suppress testosterone, they what do you call it, get put on estrogen, and with that it's just their performance is affected. And also I guess it really depends on the certain sports because in some ways also it depends on the individual person because in some ways trans women can have an advantage, but I mean a tall guy can have an advantage on a short guy. Obviously if I try to play for the NFL or basketball, I'm not going to make it with my height. Like there's just no way, no matter how hard I've trained. I could have trained from middle school till now to try to play for the NBA or NFL, and I probably would not stand a chance next to somebody like Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, shit. To be honest with you, you even have right here a trans man boxer. Right here.
Yeah, that's the thing. They never talk about the trans man. Like what the hell is up with that?
Patricio Manuel. He's actually a trans man boxer, and I think it was just within the past few years that he made his debut. So it's like, yo, like does he have an advantage? He came in, as a trans man, which genetically assigned female at birth instead of male.
Well, that's the thing.
Right.
That's the thing. They will just write him off. They will say that he doesn't because he's a trans man. That doesn't really fit their narrative. It has to be trans women because they have to like paint this ugly picture that a beefy like 7 foot tall muscular man that just puts on a wig is just like competing against like fragile like 5'3" like.
Which is not the case.
Right. Like they're always trying to make trans women out to be just men playing dress up.
Yeah,
like that's a cross dresser.
Yeah, like they make it sound like these massive like behemoths are just tossing like women through the wall, and like there's like a whole size in the wall of that woman's body shape.
Right. When I've seen countless videos of cis female bodybuilders taking it too far. And I do mean too far. Like there's this Russian female bodybuilder. She's taking hormone blockers and steroids to make her body more manly, more muscular. And when I heard her voice, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh no. I know that ain't what the fuck I'm hearing, bitch. Hell no. I could have sworn she was trans, but hell, trans women don't look like that. Okay? Like, trans women look like any cis women. You just can't really tell unless they point that shit out. Like me, for example, look at me. Pretty face, nice body, long hair, big boobs. And they're real on top of that. Not trying to brag or flaunt or nothing like that, but hey.
I'm actually just curious about something. How do you think you would do in women's sports?
I'll start with the wrestling. Because I grew up watching wrestling, you know, and the one female wrestler that I've always wanted to be like was Trish. Yeah. Like I've always wanted to be like her in every single way. Got my hair blonde, wanted big boobs, all that. Oh, Jesus Lord. But real talk, if I just started wrestling in the ring, I would get my ass kicked. If I got into a ring with any female wrestler, whether if it was Melina Perez, Mickie James, Trish Stratus, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Sasha Banks, or Bayley, I would get my ass kicked.
And actually,
literally,
you have one or two transgender female wrestlers out there. And I mean, look at all the cis women that came before them. Like you had Chyna that was cis female, but people still try to act like as if, oh, you know, she may be transgender. It's like, no, she wasn't. Nicole Bass, cis female.
But a bodybuilder.
Yes. You even have Natty Neidhart.
Wasn't Chyna a bodybuilder before she went to WWE?
Sure. Yeah, but you even got people like Natty Neidhart, who was Jim Neidhart's daughter, cis female, but is big and tough. You know what I mean? Like she's not petite. You know, she's not.
Like when Natalia Neidhart started out, her body was like rock hard, arms included. But the more years she spent in the wrestling industry, like the more she kind of feminized herself to make herself look more
feminine. Is fine, but what I'm saying is like she's not petite. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like
no, she ain't.
Like you could look at her and you could tell like, okay, she could fuck somebody up.
Yeah, she could.
Right? You know, yeah,
she could.
Yeah. I mean, you even have like Trish. She was petite, right? But she was active. She actually actively tried to learn the business and became a really good wrestler for her time. You know, so it's like, you know, just because a woman is petite or because a woman is muscular and stuff like that, it doesn't negate the fact that she's still a cis woman.
Exactly.
Just like a trans woman is still a trans woman, but it doesn't mean that she's going to be better or worse than any other competitor, because at the end of the day, it comes down to them testing you to make sure you're in shape enough to be actively competing.
Right.
And when trans women go through that, they test their levels of estrogen and all that. I think it's a test level of testosterone also,
Right.
to make sure that, like, hey, their physicality is on the same level or if not similar to that cis woman that is actively involved. So this way it's an even competitive matchup.
Right. And that's the thing. Those are some of the regulations that's been put in place since in the Olympics, where trans women have been able to compete in the Olympics since 2004. And it's not like there was a epidemic of them like taking the medal and like just dominating.
No.
Like that hasn't happened, but it's
Of
been
course
around
not.
since 2004. So it's like, what's the deal? Like, if this was actually a fear to worry about, then why hasn't it happened?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like
They just want to gatekeep. That's really what it is. That's what it boils down to. Maybe I'm gonna cut you off. I'm sorry, but what it really boiled down to is the conservatives, the homophobes and transphobes. They want to gatekeep every damn thing, but want to dibble and dabble their little dicks and sticks and noses all up in our culture. That's the issue right there. Like, you getting mad because a trans woman wins a swimming competition, a boxing competition, UFC, MMA, wrestling, motherfucking track.
Okay.
But yet, y'all the same motherfuckers. Yes, honey. Wearing wigs, getting your asses and your titties pumped. All this gay for pay bullshit. Yeah, I said it. All up in our motherfucking lane trying to steal our motherfucking style. But yet y'all motherfuckers want to gatekeep. Get the fuck out of here.
These people are something else. I was gonna say, like, what is it? They're not well, they are conservative, but like the feminists, the TERFs that likes to think that they are feminists, where it's pretty ironic because their feminism is based on misogyny, but they basically, okay, who remembers in 2021 when Miss Nevada, the first trans woman to win Miss Nevada?
I remember.
They kept saying that she had a biological advantage. Like, I'm like,
what kind of biological advantage? The girl transitioned to be who she is. You don't see nothing masculine on her, and you talking about an advantage.
But that's
girl, back the hell out of here.
Man, imagine just having a feminism that's just surrounded on misogyny, like basically saying like dudes are awesome, and like that's their feminism.
I'll put it this way: like, give a science or biology test. Trans women have a biological advantage. Biologically, the science rolls with them.
Basically, I mean, I guess that's the conclusion that it comes to. They do have a biological advantage. Like, even the whole Jeopardy, Amy Schneider, who won Jeopardy, first female to win Jeopardy, they were talking about like, oh no, like that's not fair. She had a I'm like, how the fuck do you have a biological advantage in like a trivial game that tests your not like? These people are absurd.
They will find anything to bitch about. It's sad.
Facts.
I feel sorry for y'all. I do. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, all these people that follow Matt Walsh,
Ben Shapiro, Michael
Ben
Knowles,
Shapiro, Joe Rogan, and everything like that, like, they're always gonna find something to complain about, especially when it comes to the community of the LGBTQ plus, because it's like
that's because these people are miserable.
Yeah,
as fuck.
Yeah, but it's also like, we live our truths, no matter what part of the community you fall into. So it's like, by us living our truths, it's like, I guess they feel somehow.
The thing is, the truth hurts, and they much rather be with their lies than accept the truth.
They don't want to accept the truth. They too They too focused on the lies.
And look at all the beautiful trans women that are out there. I guarantee you, there's that trans woman that if they approached any of these conservatives will definitely look to get with them in some one way or another.
See, that's
Exactly.
that's the absolute truth.
I wouldn't even be surprised if a few of them tried to get with me.
Well, see, that's the absolute truth. But the thing is, they will never admit that. What they do, they like have their hindsight bias where they say, I could tell by, oh, like who remembers? I don't know if this was actually a public display, but there was like one turf that was literally talking about, oh, like I could tell this is a biological man. And this was like another turf.
Mhm.
Like it's like Naruto punching his shadow clone. That's basically what just happened. I've seen that around before, and it's just funny because you just clocked another Turk, like somebody who's supposed to be in the same war zone with you.
Right.
I'm just saying, Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, like if you want to be with trans women, just say.
All right.
No, I think Ben Shapiro's an egg. I think Ben Shapiro would be a trans woman. Matt might just be ace or some shit. Like I don't think he has a sexuality, to be honest with you.
Hey y'all.
Yeah, Corey and Jeanette just came in.
Yes, they
Oh, they
did.
just made it.
Hey, what's up?
Yo,
Shit.
welcome to the house of Betty. But I mean, yeah, that's
After y'all do what y'all gotta do, y'all want to join in?
Sure.
I mean, we're about to end this anyway.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what we got today. Just wanted to talk about Lia Thomas, all the trolls and everything like that. But yeah, till next time, we will see you.
Ace.
Peace out.